Hello, friends. Good morning. I feel, to be honest, a little sad and bummed out this morning. There's some cruelty on the internet that I've witnessed. And so I thought I would use that as a opportunity to talk about kindness and unkindness and my experience of this. Since 2018, I have done a lot of metta practice, loving kindness practice, the Brahma Viharas, what I like to call the path of love. Not limited to the Brahma Viharas specifically, but also doing things like gratitude or appreciation or forgiveness practice or humor and laughter. That's one of my personal favorites. And of course, there's always more love to do, but I've done a lot of this kind of practice, and it's been good in a lot of ways. It, increases my baseline happiness. It makes me feel happier and kinder and more loving towards myself and towards other people. The list goes on of different benefits, but there's one sort of side effect that I want to talk about, which is, I think I am also more sensitive emotionally because of doing lots of this practice, and kind, loving statements, thoughts, feelings feel good in my body, but as a side effect, unkind or cruel things also feel unkind in the body, and they actually hurt. So something that happens to me a lot is I'll be talking to a friend and they'll say something unkind to themselves, about themselves. Like, I'm an idiot, for example. I can feel it in my body right now. It hurts to hear that. And, to them, they're just like making a joke, or it's not a big deal, but it actually hurts emotionally in my body. It literally hurts my feelings to hear an unkind statement. And it doesn't matter whether it's said about the person themselves or about someone else, whether it's about me or someone else. If there is an unkind statement made, it hurts my feelings, and I feel it in my body, in my chest, in my heart, throat, face. That's sort of where the emotional body is centered, is in the sort of core central channel, and then it radiates out elsewhere. But I feel it registers, and I'm more sensitive to it. And so I typically have started calling people on this, where I'll say, hey, I wouldn't let you say that about someone else. Like, why are you saying this about yourself? And there can be some resistance to that, of like, oh, I'm just joking, or it's not that big of a deal. But from this perspective, it's like, hey, it hurts to hear that. People sometimes actually get it. They're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say unkind things about myself. And of course, sometimes also people say unkind things about other people, and that also hurts. And so usually there's a truth or a statement that's honest that needs to be said, a need that needs to be surfaced, a desire that's underneath that unkind statement, and it's usually, if not always, possible to find a way to say what needs to be said without being unkind, without being hurtful or cruel. And that can be quite intense. For example, the statement, I've spent a lot of my life being afraid of anger and having a difficult relationship with anger. Someone saying, I feel angry, or I'm angry about this hurts me, that's not an unkind thing to say. It's true and honest and useful. It's not cruel. But then if you say you're an idiot, for example, or an even worse slur, something cruel, that's expressing that anger with stirring in unkindness. And sometimes people do that as a way to signal where they're coming from, but we're adults, and it's possible to communicate our feelings and needs and experiences without resorting to cruelty or unkindness. So there's this whole string of embodied phrases that actually have a lot of meaning, and you'll see these as idioms all over the place. And for so many of us, this is the experience of gradually relearning embodiment, or learning embodiment, getting in touch with our feelings, getting in touch with our bodies, how we move, how we act in the world, where we realize, oh, that phrase has meaning, actually. It's not just a poetic turn of phrase, it actually means something. And so that hurts my feelings is literally an experience you can have, and it happens to me often, where someone says something unkind or cruel and it hurts my feelings. It actually hurts in the body in the same way that it's not literally the same, but it hurts the emotional body, as if someone had punched me or slapped me or pinched me or something. And it depends on what the statement is. You're an idiot is different than, you can imagine something much worse than that. That hurts less, but it's in proportion to, in relationship with the degree and nature of the cruel statements that made. But in any case, it hurts people's feelings. And so I wanted to make this video to help people know that that's an experience, and help you get in touch with your own feelings, and also advocate for kindness, that it's worth being kind to yourself, it's worth being kind to others. It's possible to say what you need to say without being unkind, and we're better people, and we create a better world when we live up to that, when we hold ourselves to that, when we live up to it. And so I would invite you to consider making kindness your standard for yourself. You can't police what other people do or what other people say, but we can strive for kindness ourselves, and I think it'll make for a happier life for you and a better world for all of us. So anyway, sending some love to those who are affected by unkindness or cruelty in all its varied forms, and praying for us all to be kinder and more loving in this world, in our own lives. Okay, take care, friends.